Okay, friends, now we will discuss the types of lift depending upon their servicing. Okay, what type of service they are providing, we will see. One first type we can see general passenger lift, that is designed to transport the passengers. Obviously, it's there in all hotels, buildings, residential apartments, everything. Generally, it is used. Okay, goods lift is generally it is used in build. What is that? Shopping malls are where the large amount of goods and cargoes are usually transported. Okay, this is designed primarily for transport of goods, but which may carry lift attendant or other person necessary for loading and unloading operations. Okay, so generally goods also carry some one or two persons. Service lift, generally we call them as a dumb waiter. Okay, lift with a car which moves in guides in a vertical direction, that is okay, has a net floor area 1 square meter, means very short area. Total inside height is 1.25 meter and capacity very less, 250 kg. Okay, and is exclusively used to carry the materials and shall not carry any person. These type of used lifts are used in hotels or a big residential apartment where the transportation of food or some small goods are transported. So that is why we call it as service lift or dumb waiter. It will not carry any persons, only the goods or food materials. Hospital lift, very important. A lift normally installed in a hospital, dispensary, clinic and designed to accommodate one number bed or stretcher along its depth. Very important. It is along its depth with sufficient space around to carry minimum 3 attendants in addition to the lift operator. Means what? One bed, one patient, one small table or 3 persons extra to carry them. Okay, that is the serviceability of a hospital lift. Suitable speed, what you can say, too fast will result in nervous breakdown to the user. It will create some panic. If too slow, it will cause the lack of function. If you want to go fast, urgent work, then slow moving lifts are not at all suitable. What are some basic requirements of lifts? Okay, electrical panels, power outlets, very important. Ventilation fan, lighting, that is also very important. Power sockets and maintenance works. These are the four basic requirements. Physical requirement, size of the lift shaft. Size of the lift shaft depends upon lift cargo capacity, how much it will transport. Depth of the lift shaft depends upon the speed. If you want more speed, then the shaft lift, that depth should be more. Area of the space, it will depend upon elevator speed. Okay, mechanical room size depends upon the size of the lift equipment, depends upon the size of the lift equipment. Okay, you can see types of lift, the line diagram of the lift. This is hydraulic, this is hydraulic lift. Okay, this is what you can say traction lift, or second one is machine lift, where ropes and pulleys, sheaves, machine beam, everything is there. Here jack, piston, okay, pump room or pump fluid, everything is there. Hydraulic, traction, two types are there. You can see hydraulic lift, typical example is a car's braking system where the Pascal's law is there. Okay, you can see Pascal's principle states that pressure given to the liquid in a closed chamber. See, here is a closed chamber which is a small chamber. Okay, closed and small chamber, pressure is applied here, so will be continued by the liquid to every direction. Means what? Whatever the pressure here it is there, no, it is the same throughout here, it is same throughout here. Okay, so that application is used in lifts also, hydraulic lift. Okay, so the Pascal's principle state that pressure given to the liquid in a closed chamber will be continued by the liquid to the every direction with uniform and same magnitude. If 10 Newton per mm square is the pressure here, the same thing is also here. So that is why it will push upward. So this type of system is used in car jacks. Okay. So here pressure is exerted on a fluid in a small cylinder here. Okay, usually by compressor, and it is exerted throughout here, and this will make the cars to move upward. Okay, through the pressure is same, it is exerted over a much larger area. Pressure point same, but area is small here. The same pressure is applicable to the larger area, so it is going to move upward. Traction lift, What is the basic component here? See here, cab, its door, it's what is that, moving track, counterweight, red is the counterweight, okay, this is buffer, okay, this is buffer, okay, this is what is that, rope, sleeves, it's platform, okay, it's a platform, it's a motor, okay, this is called as machine room, this is called as panels, electrical panels, and rest of the rest, okay. It's generally principle, we call them as seesaw principle. The car is raised and lowered by the tractional steel ropes rather than pushed from below. So in that case, it was pushing from the below. Here, the traction is applied. Okay, like this, the load is applied or the force is applied traction. Okay, using the steel ropes. These are the steel ropes embedded. The ropes are attached to the elevator car, looped around a sheave and connected to an electrical motor. See, the ropes are moved around this sheave. This is called as the sheaves or pulley. So this sheave is attached to the motor. Here is the motor. Okay. When the motor turns one way, the sheaves raises the elevator. Okay. So if this is rotating in this direction, it will move in this direction car. Okay, one way. When the motor turns other way, so in this way it is, if it turns other way, so this counterweight will come upward, the car cab goes downward. Typically, the sheave, the motor, the control system are housed in machine room above the shaft, above the elevator shaft. So this motor, panel, circuits, everything is situated in this machine room. It is at the top of this elevator shaft. The ropes that lift the car are also connected to counterweight. So here the ropes which are connected now, here also connected to this counterweight. This is called as a counterweight, which hangs on other side of the sheave. So it is on the other side. This is one side, opposite side. Okay. The counterweight and the car perfectly balanced. These two are perfectly balanced. Basically, the motor only has overcome friction. The weight on the other side does the most of work. Okay, so the main function of this motor is to resist the friction. Okay, so we have some gearless elevators, some geared elevators, both way it is possible. Okay, some nowadays some traction elevators are using flat steel beds. These are generally flat steel beds nowadays are also used instead of conventional steel ropes. Okay, flat steel belts are extremely light due to its carbon fiber core. Okay, very strong, but as well as light. So high friction coating, very less friction is applicable. Does not require any oil or lubricant. So this does not require any oil or lubricant. Requirement of machine room, very important question from exam point of view. Can you list out? So this is situated at the top. So this is a section, this is a plan. This is a plan for machine room. Okay, so you can see here machine beam is there. So motor assembly, brake assembly, there is a pulley. Okay, gear and pulley arrangement. So the ropes are moving like this. Ropes are moving. Can you see the dimensions? 1.7 to 3 meter, 3.7 to 5 meter length and width. Okay, now here you can see ventilators is also provided. This is a roof level. On that it is mentioned here also one ventilator. Clear height is 2 meter, more than 2 meter, 2.1 to 2.6. Okay, so these are the combination. Machine room adequately ventilated, first point, shall be such that equipments are protected as far as possible from dust and humidity. So all is should be clean. Temperature 5 degree to 40 degree generally. Walls, ceilings, floors. Wall, ceiling, floors should be finished with the tiles or painted as a minimum to stop dust circulation. So it should be well furnished. That is the meaning. The entrance door shall have sufficient opening to allow for in and out of the machine. So this door is there, no, this door in the plan. So it should allow free movement of the in and out of the machine and man. Shall not be any common walls and slab between the machine room and the water tank. There should not be any water tank next to it. That is the meaning. If at all it is there, there should be no common wall. There should not be any common wall for other structures. Okay. So here should not be used as storeroom for any other purpose other than housing the machinery connected with the lift installation. Means what? This should only and only used for lift applications, not for general storerooms. Shall not act as passage to any other room or utility. Should not use this door or any other door to act as the utility for this one. Okay, difference between this traction and hydraulic. What you can see here, in traction lifted by ropes, but here it is used by piston. So lifted by ropes which pass over a wheel attached to an electrical motor, okay, above the elevator shaft. You easily remember this system machine room is at the top. Here hydraulic system machine room or apparatus are at the bottom. It is supported by piston at the bottom of the elevator that pushes the elevator up as an electric motor forces the oil or another hydraulic fluid into the piston. So this is a piston arrangement, means the bottom force will come. Okay. Used for mid and high rise application. It is used for low rise application for smaller buildings compared to this. Okay, much higher travel speed. Okay, so here speed is less, but here speed is little bit more. Principle, seesaw principle is used because of traction. Here Pascal's principle is used because of lifting capacity. So here generally components are control system, sheave or pulley, motor, counterweight, guiding rail. Here components are tank or fluid tank, motor, valve, actuator. Okay. So the machine room here is located at the top or uppermost level on the terrace. Here the machine room is located at the lowest level adjacent to the elevator shaft. Here it is situated at the bottom. These are some of the basic differences.